How can the divine field create a universe in which light is pitted against dark, in which love is pitted against hate, that life is pitted against death? Why should we be in a universe where everything has to eat something else to survive? The plants seem so noble because they survive on water and air and photons. And yet it is a kind of consumption and an exchange. And today I just wanted to share this with you. I hope it is not too emotional. I hope it is not too much. But it has made me come to a point of feeling that this is a truth. Our universe probably is projected from another dimension and is holographic. That's what Michael Talbot, the human abductee, told Bud Hopkins. Bud Hopkins told me back in the early 1970s that early 1980s, that Michael Talbot, who wrote the book, The Holographic Universe, which was a sensation in the early 90s, it was Bud Hopkins next to me on a trip flying from a conference, and he said, I want to tell you something, keep it a secret. This is a long time ago, so I don't feel like I'm violating, and both Michael and Bud are in another dimension. The holographic universe I had read, everybody at the conference was talking about it. Could this be a holographic universe? And Bud said, nobody knows this. Don't tell anyone. He's been one of my human abductee cases for the last 2 years. And he told me that he got a download, a telepathic download from the beings that are working with him, and that was the manuscript for the holographic universe. Do yourself a favor, if you haven't read it, get a copy of The Holographic Universe, early 1990s by Michael Talbot. I believe it's T-A-L-B-O-T-T. It may have one T, but I think it has two. I'm not exactly sure. Today, in 2019, I have been to interview scientists at the University of Southern California at the top of their field, doing what? Working on the math to try to figure out if the implications that are growing, that the WIP data, that's the microwave data that they've been studying from the beginning of what they call the Big Bang, and even that is beginning to be suspect. I sat for 3 or 4 hours with a brilliant mind. And we are talking about, is this a holographic universe? And what they are trying to prove one way or the other. And he stressed with me, he said, Linda, the Michael Talbot book, it may be correct. There are a lot of physicists now who think that they are seeing that the only way that they can explain data that we're now getting is that this has to be a projected universe that is holographic. And he said, the thing that we are struggling with, if it is, you cannot have the projector of the holographic universe be in the universe that is being projected. Automatically, the projector must be in another dimension. If the truth is that we are in a projected universe, and that it is holographic, and that fractals are part of the mathematical construction of this universe because it is a hologram, and that time moves in cycles that are constantly spiraling, just like lives and souls. He said, in one of these moments that we were contemplating what could possibly be, he is the one who said, you need to contact Thomas Campbell, a physicist whose background was in Army intelligence. He was the one who came up with the way that they could, at the Monroe Institute in Virginia Beach, that Mr. Monroe wanted to have a technology that could help people separate out, go out of body, go up to ceilings, go through exercises to go through ceilings, and that Thomas Campbell, the physicist, is the one who put together the technology for Robert Monroe to take people out of body. And I called Thomas Campbell, had an exciting discussion about the holographic universe, and that's when I heard him in his own words, even though he had been saying this in YouTube broadcasts. Linda, I am personally convinced that we are in an entropy reduction trainer for souls. Reduction of entropy is to reduce hatred, darkness, wars, death. And he said the way you do it, which is what the avatars of history, including the one in the cave that we've seen walking around, is love and compassion.